Hello everybody, this is Sean back with another video from my channel 300 Baud, and today I want to take a look at how people may have experienced artificial intelligence on or around 1980. And specifically I want to do this with a program called Eliza on my Commodore PET. So why don't we go ahead and get started. So I think it's appropriate to talk about this particular PET. This is the first PET I ever purchased. I've owned it for over 20 years. It is a 32K CBM 2001 series PET that has the business keyboard. Hence you'll see on the bezel, the front bezel, it says CBM. It doesn't actually say PET. That's short for Commodore Business Machines. The Commodore PET came out in 1977 and it had an introductory price of about $800 or around $3,800 in today's cash, around 2022, 2024. Commodore was pretty successful with this line of computers. They sold approximately 219,000 of them, which is not too shabby. This particular PET, you can see I have the cassette deck hooked up. We can take a quick look at this. I have a video that I did on this particular unit. I just think it's beautiful with the gold, and it's in really good condition. I've got the box for this one and everything. It's pretty cool. This is a longer tape, so it's not so reliable. These older tape drives, they like short tapes. They don't like long tapes. Advantages to a cassette deck is that it's relatively affordable, although a cassette deck back in the day, a cassette player like this, would have cost quite a bit of money. It wasn't cheap. You'd probably pay $100 for something like this. Some of the disadvantages would include the fact that it's a linear format, so you start from the beginning and you run your way through the end of the tape. So say if you stored 5 different programs on a cassette, you would have to kind of use your odometer here to keep track of where your program is stored. And then you could use the fast forward buttons, go to the beginning of the tape, reset your counter, fast forward to approximately that location, slightly before, tell the computer to load your program, and you could tell it what program you want it to load, and then the computer would go to the cassette and wait for that program. It would actually look for that program, the header, and tell you. It would say searching for and whatever that program name is, and then it would find the program and load it. If it found a program you told it not to load, it would skip over that one and then search for the next program and the next program and so forth. So it could be very time consuming to load programs. And that's another thing, is these are very, very slow. I think they're about 150 bits per second. They're very, very slow compared to, say, a disk drive or something like that, especially moving on from disk drives to hard drives to solid state and on and on and on. So you can see this is the very, very beginning of storage medium. Around back, I am cheating. I do have a, it's called a SD2 PET interface by the future was 8-bit. Basically, it just uses a SD card. So this is looks like a 2 gigabyte card. I mean, you can fit every single PET program ever made and still have close to 2 gigabytes left of space. So I'm cheating a bit. I'm not actually using the cassette at this time, but I can simulate loading the program on this. A couple of things about this. The PETs, they initially came with version 1.0 ROMs. This particular unit has version 4.0. Now, I don't know if this was something that was done later in life or if this was something that this particular computer came with out of the factory. It might have come out of the factory. The 2001 series ran all the way up until 1982. I would assume that this particular unit probably was around 1982. Difficult to say. I don't think there's any stickers or anything that identify time. Although probably look at the motherboard, there might be some timestamps on some of the chips. The keyboard, being a business keyboard, doesn't have the graphic symbols, which is kind of, I think the layout might be a little bit better than your standard PET, certainly better than the original PET. That was just horrific. The keys are a little stiff to press. They sound great, but they're not the nicest things to type on. A set of looser springs would go a long way in making this a better computer. Some of the other things about it, some of the quirky things, is the layout itself is a little odd. This particular PET has, well, it's got numbers up at the top. It's got a number keypad over here. The return key is in a logical location, although it seems to be a little far over, so you got to kind of move over to get to the return. It does have the 2 shifts keys, which are pretty nice. Some odd things, your clear home button is all the way over here. Run stop is up here. On a Commodore 64, run stop is over in this area. Got an escape key here and a shift lock key here. Tab is in a good place. This is just a character of a backspace arrow. It is not an actual backspace. But the delete is over here, which isn't too bad. You've got insert and delete. So if you push just the delete key, you get that. If you push a shift and then insert, then it's going to insert text over to the side. Your cursor keys are a little odd. They're up here. Where on a Commodore 64, they'd be down here. Again, if you push the cursor key up, down key, it'll go down. If you push the shift key and push it, it'll go up. Same thing with the cursor left, right. It'll go right. And then if you push shift, it'll go to the left. Another interesting key, a little up arrow. It doesn't actually go up. It's just an up character. Don't know why they've got a left character and an up character. There's no down character as near as I can tell. The Commodore PET has no raster graphic capability, no bitmap graphics. It uses character graphics. So I think they call it PETSCI on the Commodore PET. So you can actually simulate graphics. This is my collie dog's hair getting into the keyboard. But you can simulate graphics on the screen using PETSCI graphics. It's okay. It works. But yeah, let's go ahead and we'll pop the hood and take a look inside of this PET. Down here, so let me fold it up really quick. I need 2 hands. There we go. So there's our little, hood, strut, mount, I don't know, kickstand, whatever you want to call it. This particular PET, it's a little dusty on the inside, but it's in really nice shape. It's not rusty at all. The motherboard is just spectacular. It's just beautiful. I mean, look at the chips on this thing. I don't know if I can find any date codes on it or not. I'll take a peek and see. Here's your ROMs over here. So this is your memory. This probably is the video circuitry. Not exactly sure. We got a bunch of ROMs back in here. Someplace tucked back here is going to be the 6502 processor. A massive capacitor. Probably don't want to touch that thing. And then our transformer in the very, very back. But just a wonderful old computer. Not sure what this guy is here. Some kind of expansion port. This one is the 2001 series motherboard, so there is no speaker, no sound capability out of the box on this machine. Although you can connect speaker through like either the parallel port or serial port, one of the two. I'm not exactly sure which one's which. We have this is our. I believe this is this is they call the user port, and this is the parallel port, I think. And then this is our tape connection over here. But yeah, that's, I actually have my tape drive hooked up to this one right now. When I hook up the SD to PET, I actually have to plug that in over here to supply power, because apparently it doesn't get power from this expansion in the back over here. Yeah, so that's a good look at the inside of the PET. It's a beautiful old machine. I really don't know why, but I happen to really like this computer. I like the way it looks. This one's got the smaller, I believe it's a 9-inch monitor on there. It just has a certain presence to it that you don't get with the larger 12-inch monitors. Actually, you'll see my other PET that's actually labeled as a PET in my title screen. So let's go ahead and power this on. Another thing I like about the PET is it's got a really chunky power switch. This one does not have a speaker, so there's no chime. And it comes right up, and it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful, easy to read, green screen. One thing I have noticed about this particular machine is that the text is a little taller at the top than it is at the bottom. Just a smudge. Might be adjustable, I'm not sure. And another thing I've noticed is there's like a loose wire someplace. Sometimes the video will go out, and if I just give it a light tap on the side, it snaps right back in. So not sure what's causing that, but that's the hardware on the PET. So to load programs, super easy. Let me clear the screen here. Oh, Notice if I push home, it just takes the cursor and goes home. But if I push the shift key and then the home button, it clears the screen. And here I can tell it to load. Little shortcuts with Commodores is I should be able to push the L and a shift and an O and then hit return, and it says press play on tape 1. This particular PET, it comes with lowercase enabled. Depending on the ROM, some of them will be in uppercase, and then when you push the shift key, it'll give you characters, special graphic characters. This one, it does lowercase and uppercase. So over here, I can push play now, and the machine goes to searching, and it should at some point find the program and load. Now I tried transferring Eliza from an image onto the tape. It didn't go well, so we're just going to pretend I'm loading from tape, and I'll get back with you in just a second. Okay, so let's go ahead and load Eliza. This time I'm going to do it on my SD card. All right, so she's loaded. Now let's go ahead and list the program. Now this is written completely in BASIC. I haven't really looked the program over, but we might do that. But let's go ahead and run the program. There we go. Hi, I'm Eliza. What is your problem? I am afraid of tigers. So Eliza's thinking. Say, do you have any psychological problems? I'll just say, not really. Are you saying no just to be negative? Yes. Are you sure? Not really. So she's kind of going in a circle on me here. You're being a bit negative. Okay, I am not negative. I was going to say I am not negative, you are, but I decided not to do that because I don't think it can handle like more than very simple phrases. Why not? So far it hasn't really gotten into helping me at all. Why am I not negative? I was born this way. What does that suggest to you? It tells me that I am wasting my time talking to you. So that sentence really stumped it. It's taken a bit longer to process. Oh, and then she says, I see. Tell me a joke. I'm not sure I understand you fully. Help? Help me. So she didn't take well to me telling her what to do. Now she says, come, elucidate your thoughts. Well, I don't know what to say. Oh, it says extra ignored. Oh, I put a comma in there so it doesn't take in that type of it just wants alpha characters. Elaborate on that. Let's start over. Oops, darn it. And she says, that's quite interesting. All right, so I'm going to try something. I'm going to say, I am afraid of computers. Now, I had looked at the program really quickly, and I did see it had some responses to computers. Okay, so now it says, do computers worry you? Yes, they do. I see. Okay, Robots are taking over. Say, do you have any psychological problems? Well, I don't like crowds. What does that suggest to you? I like to be left alone. So, yeah, now it says, I see. So there aren't very many responses going on. It's not really going back to some of the earlier things I said. And when I played with Eliza before, I think it did that, but I'm just not sure about this. I don't like computers. Are you talking about me in particular? There you go. Yes, I am. So I got a bit of a response out of it. I'm not sure I understand you fully. What do you want from me? We were discussing you, not me. Tell me about yourself. Why are you concerned about myself? Okay, so it doesn't recognize myself as, I said, that's interesting. I said, tell me about yourself, and then it says, why are you concerned about myself? So it's reflecting inward. You are very old. What makes you think I'm very old? Because you are on a Commodore PET. So this is getting to be a little bit more interesting conversation now. Does it please you to believe that I am on a Commodore PET? Absolutely. Come, let's get your thoughts. Okay, so I'm going to see if I can quit this conversation. Just say quit. Okay, it says it doesn't understand quit. So how about end session? Then it says, that is quite interesting. Okay, so can I just say end? Or start over? There's got to be a way to end the program, end the session, but I don't see anything. Okay, so how about, did I say quit? I said quit. I said end. How about just stop? Anyhow, so that is playing with Eliza. Now let's see if we can take a look at the program itself. See if I can stop it. List. Now, I don't remember how to break the PET. There's a way to slow it down. I'll dig into that. List. All right, oops. All right, so 10, go to 100. So the 20 print, that will be $5, please. So it's got some things about money here. Don't know why it would start with this. Still talking about money. It's talking about being deceived. List 65. Oops. 65 dash. Okay. 100. So it's got a dimension command here. It's a bunch of stuff. Okay, then it says it's clearing the screen. Hi, I'm Eliza. What's your problem? Then it's looking for input. Get rid of any apostrophes. So it's going to 20. What is this? Something. If something, something. Maryland. Huh. Buy. Oh, so maybe you can type buy and it'll go to 20. Let's try that. What's your problem? Computers. Do computers worry you? Yes. Are you sure? Buy. Oh, Okay, so buy is the in command. It says that will be $5, please. Did you put the money on the keyboard? Why did you deceive me? You did not put anything on the keyboard. How do you expect poor students to pay for his way through, you might pay for the services? Okay, so that's cool. So we'll go ahead and list again, and I'll stop around there. There it's introducing itself, and it's a lot of things going on in here. Okay, here we go. So lots of logic up here. And now it says at 1000, program data follows. It's got some keywords. Looks like can you, can I, you are, you, your, I don't, I feel. So it's looking for those keywords. Here's some more keywords. Sorry, dream, hello, hi, maybe. Okay, so here's some replies now, line 1300. Don't you believe that I can? And then whatever. Perhaps you'd like to be able to. You wouldn't want me to be able to. Perhaps you don't want me to. So here's some more replies. So lots and lots of replies. Oh, here we go. So it does have a, please don't apologize. Apologies are not necessary. So it's talking about dreams here. What persons appear in your dreams. Here's some more. Are you sure? I see. I understand. Why do you bring up the topic of friends? Oh no, that's kind of cool. Do your friends worry you? So it locks on to friends. That's one thing it locks on to. I know it has computers in there someplace too. 300. Now it says, how are you frightened by machines? Why do you mention computers? So it's got a lot of little responses about computers, because obviously people would have been talking about computers in the 1980s or in the 1960s. Anybody working on the mainframes these were originally created on. Okay, so now looks like I've gotten through most of the replies, and now it's got some data. It says REM data for finding replies. It's interesting. Let's just take a look at what's left at 2310 through, see how much of a program we got left. Oh, that's it. So you can see the program is actually pretty short. You could probably go in there and add to all the replies, look for more keywords, just kind of enhance the program. But yeah, as far as like the way the logic works, that's something that this is some pretty fancy programming. I wouldn't be able to do this. So it's pretty cool. I don't know how well the PET version compares to the original version of Eliza. I'm sure it's similar, but that I really don't know. There's other versions of Eliza out there. I know, like Atari 8-bit line computers had Eliza. The Commodore 64 had Eliza. I'm sure Eliza versions of it have been created for the PC. A whole bunch of different platforms. So this is the Commodore PET's Eliza. I found this program to be kind of fun to play around with, and if anyone says you can't do anything on a Commodore PET, they're very, very wrong, because you can actually play around with artificial intelligence at its earliest state. I particularly like this program because it's written in BASIC, which means you can get into the listing and you can kind of try to figure out how it was written. You can modify it a bit if you want to. You can add some more keywords or change keywords around. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you again for the next video. Until then, take care of yourself, and goodbye.